this video, we'll be discussing the important topics related to sampling theory. So let's understand the concepts first. Firstly, what is population? Population is a large collection of individual or numeric data. So a large collection of data is called as population. So a subset or a finite subset of this population is called as sample. So, and sample size tells us the size of this sample, that is the number of individuals present in this or considered in this sample. So here we have small sample and large sample. Small sample is if the sample size is less than or equal to 30, if the sample size is less than or equal to 30, then it is called as small sample, and if it's more than 30, then it's called as large sample. Now let's look into random sampling. Random sampling is the process of selection of one sample randomly from the population given. So you are randomly out of a box containing let's say 100 balls, you are randomly picking a ball, and that would be called as random sampling. So sampling with and without replacement. So if the selection of an individual or an item from the population is such a way that each one has the same chance of being selected, then it is called as random sampling. Yes, we have understood what random sampling is. Yes. So sampling with replacement is a sampling where number of population may be selected more than once is called as sampling with replacement, or else it is called as sampling without replacement. Next we have simple sampling. Simple sampling is similar to random sampling, or let's say it's a special case of random sampling. Special case of random sampling where the trials are independent and the process and the probability of success is constant. Next we have, but before that we need to understand simple sampling and sampling distribution. So depending on the sampling size drawn from the population, and then from each and every sample we compute quantities like mean, variance and all, right? So mean, variance, standard deviation, etc. So grouping these characteristics according to the frequency or the frequency distribution gives us the sampling distribution, like sampling distribution of the simple sampling. So the sampling distribution of large samples is assumed to be normal distribution. Okay. Next we have hypothesis. So in order to make a decision regarding the population, using a sample of population, we make some assumptions. Okay. So these assumptions are called as hypothesis. So it could be true or false. So we have null hypothesis. Null hypothesis is formulated for the purpose of rejection under the assumption that it is true. So it is denoted by H0. Whereas alternating hypothesis is complementary to the null hypothesis and is called alternative hypothesis, yes, and it is denoted by H1. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, that is errors. Errors. In a test process, there can be 4 possible situations, out of which 2 of them leads to 2 types of errors. So if the hypothesis is true and the hypothesis is accepted, then it is a correct decision. If the hypothesis is true but then it is rejected, then it is called as type 1 error. So we have type 1 error in this case. Then we have type 2 error when the hypothesis is false but it is accepted. So in that case it leads to type 2 error. Okay. Next we have significance level. So significance level, there are a set of significance levels like 5% level of significance or 1% level of significance. It is the probability level below which leads to rejection of hypothesis. So below this, if the probability value falls, then it is rejected. That's what is called as significance level. So I hope these theoretical concepts are clear, and if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comments. And